Okay, let's talk about adding and subtracting fractions. Let's start with the easiest case, which is where the fractions have the same denominator. So let's say we have 3/5 plus 1/5. Well, in this case, the denominators are equal. They're both equal to 5. So all we need to do is add the numerators and then keep the denominator the same. So 3 plus 1 is 4, and the denominator stays at 5, 4/5. Let's just draw a picture of this. So we have an object split into 5 pieces. And we start out with 3/5. And then we add 1/5. So altogether we've got 4/5. 3/5, 1/5, and together it makes 4/5. Okay, let's just do one other quick example here. Let's say we have 8/9 minus 2/9. By the way, fractions sometimes can be written like this, where the division is just a slash. Okay, 8/9 minus 2/9, well, the denominators are the same, so 8 minus 2 is 6, so we end up with 6/9. And 6/9 can be reduced because you can divide top and bottom by 3, so that's the same as 2/3. Okay, let's try an example where the denominators are different. So suppose we have 1/3 plus 3/6. Well, there's a couple different ways to do this, but basically when you have fractions with different denominators and you want to add them together, you need to rewrite the fractions in an equivalent form so that they have the same denominators. So it's usually finding a common multiple of the denominators. So what I could do on this first fraction is multiply top and bottom by 2 times 2 times 2, and that gives me 2/6 for the first fraction. And then that matches the denominator for the second fraction, 3/6. So the answer is simply 5/6. Another way to do the same thing is to multiply. Well, actually, let's go on to another example. Sorry. So let's try 3/7 plus 1/6. Now in this case, I've got to find a denominator that's common for both these fractions. There's nothing I can multiply 6 by, no integer that would give me 7. So I need to find a common multiple of 7 and 6. Well, a common multiple of 6 and 7. How do I find a common multiple of 6 and 7? Well, one safe way to do it is to just multiply 6 and 7. 6 times 7 is 42. Because I know that I can multiply 6 by something to get 42, and I can multiply 7 by something to get 42. So 42 is a common multiple of 6 and 7. So let's do that. So let's multiply this first fraction by 6 on the top and the bottom, and the second fraction multiply by 7 on the top and bottom. So here I have 18 over 42, and sorry about that, 18 over 42. Here I have 7 over 42, and when I add those together, I get 25 out of 42. Can this be reduced? Well, 25 is only divisible by 5, and 42 is not divisible by 5, so this cannot be reduced, and that's the final answer, 25 over 42. So you can see that one method that always works is just to multiply the left fraction top and bottom by the right denominator and the right fraction by the left denominator. Okay, let's try a different example here. Let's say we have 1/4 plus 5/8. Well, in this case, I could use that rule that I just explained, where I multiply top and bottom of here by 8, and then top and bottom of here by 4. But in this case, I could just multiply the left one by 2. So let's try it both ways. First, make sure we get the same answer. First, multiply top and bottom by 2 here, and I end up with 2/8 plus 5/8, which is 7/8. Oops. 7/8. Alright, so that's the answer. Let's try it the other way, where instead I multiply on the left top and bottom by 8. 8 and 8, and on the right I multiply by 4, using that rule that we just discussed. So in that case, I end up with 8 over 32 plus 20 over 32, which is 28 over 32. Does that match my answer 7/8? Well, I just have to do some reducing here. So I divide top and bottom by 4 to reduce this fraction. So I end up with 7 over 8. It works. Okay, let's try subtraction. How about 5/8 minus 1/3? Okay, so just multiply top and bottom of the left by 3 times 3 times 3 in the right, and multiply by 8 on top and bottom. Okay, and that gives me 15/24 minus 8/24, which is 7/24. All right, let's try another example. About 1/2 minus 2/5. Okay, multiply top and bottom here by 5. Multiply top and bottom here by 2. And I end up with 5/10 minus 4/10, which is 1/10. All right, shall we try just one more? How about 1/4 minus 1/6. All right, I have a choice here. I could just, not think about it and multiply top and bottom by 6 on here and then 4 on here. There's no problem with that. But it looks like there's a smaller common denominator, or common multiple of 4 and 6 that I could use. So I could just multiply this by 3 on the top and bottom, and this one multiply by 2 on the top and bottom. Okay, and then I end up with 3/12 minus 2/12, which is 1/12. Let's see if I get the same answer the other way. If I had instead multiplied by 6 on the top and bottom, whoops, use a different color. If I had multiplied by 6 on the top and bottom here, and then 4 on the top and bottom there, I would have gotten 6/24 minus 4/24, which is 2/24, which needs to be reduced to 1/12. So, as usual, different ways to do it, you get the same answer. Now do some worksheet problems.